Hey, what is up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we just looking at the biggest news stories and rumors you need to know, including, Cesaro beats the pants off Seth Rollins. The Fiend Bray Wyatt is coming, Edge returns plans leaked, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more latest update. Tonight's episode of WWE SmackDown featured the celebrated return of Bayley's Ding Dong Hello Talk show, and her guest for this anticipated episode was none other than Seth Rollins. Rollins could not have been happier to be her guest, and had nothing but compliments for what Bayley has done, both to Bianca Belair, and with her talk show. They shared laughs about what Rollins had been up to as well, but those smiles turned to frowns when Cesaro made his return to SmackDown, and he seemed to be fully recovered after dishing out a beatdown to Rollins and trashing the set in the process. It started with Rollins playing back the clip where Bayley taunted Belair, including all of the screens with her laughing. He couldn't have been more complimentary of Bayley's ability to get under Belair's skin, and Bayley returned the favor. She then played a clip of Rollins beating down Cesaro a few weeks ago, throwing Cesaro into the steel steps and knocking him out. When we returned from the clip, Rollins looked unhappy, and Bayley looked tense, but soon they revealed it was just a fake out. Bayley started laughing and then Rollins started laughing, and they were having a ball, until the doorbell rang. Bayley didn't know who it was and neither did Rollins, and they assumed it was the other one getting them a gift. Rollins offered to answer the door, but he didn't like what he saw when he opened it. When the camera switched angles we saw it was none other than Cesaro on the other side of the door, and he soon started hitting Rollins with punches. He caught him off guard and knocked him down, and in the process, Rollins' pants ripped and came off. Cesaro kept up the attack though, causing Rollins to roll around on the mat as he attempted to get up and get his bearings. Rollins managed to get out of the ring, but not until Cesaro sent Rollins through the door, over the chair, and through pretty much everything else, destroying Bayley's set in the process. He even threw a chair at Rollins as he was running away, but it missed, and Rollins went over the barricade and got away. Bayley looked crushed that her set was destroyed, and Cesaro looked pretty happy with sending Rollins running. What did you think of Cesaro return? Let us know in the comments.
Boom!
WWE superstar, Bray Wyatt, has been a popular heel in the company for years now, and he's currently still one of its top competitors. So ever since Wyatt lost his match at WrestleMania 37, due to Alexa Bliss's interference, and thereafter dropped off the map, fans have been a little concerned. People want answers, as to why Wyatt and his persona, The Fiend, have been absent from WWE events since the annual pay-per-view, and it looks like we now have an answer. Fans possibly became even more concerned about Bray Wyatt's status within the WWE, after the brand dropped Braun Strowman's contract alongside those of other big names. PWInsider.com had some encouraging news to report on the matter, and if the outlet's sources are correct, it may give some insight as to what's happening with Wyatt and the company. We are told Wyatt has purposely been kept off TV. It is not a case of he has heat for anything as he is well liked. The Randy Orton match, we are told, went 100% exactly as planned. If this report is accurate, then, it seems, WWE fans have nothing to worry about in the long term. Bray Wyatt is reportedly in good standing behind the scenes at WWE with wrestlers, and decision-makers alike, and his hiatus apparently is not related to the result of his WrestleMania 37 match. Instead, he's being held off television intentionally and is taking an extended break from the schedule. As far as why that's happening, we can only speculate. It's possible the WWE decided to pump the brakes on Bray Wyatt and The Fiend in order to hype up an eventual return later in the year. We recently reported the brand has big plans for SummerSlam 2021, and I would think a surprise return from Wyatt at that event would definitely excite fans just as much as some of the rumored matchups. It's also worth noting that Bray Wyatt's absence could also be saved for Alexa Bliss's ongoing storyline within the women's division. The WWE has slowly but surely developed Alexa's feud with prominent women within the brand, while teasing the scope of her mysterious powers via her creepy doll Lily. Since Bliss betrayed Wyatt, leading to his loss to Randy Orton at WrestleMania, The Fiend's return could be meant to interfere in Bliss's next major title opportunity as a form of retribution. While any of those storyline-centric plans could be true, It's also possible Bray Wyatt's recent break is tied to the real-life death of his friend and former colleague John Huber. Huber and Wyatt traveled and performed a lot together in the WWE as part of the Wyatt family, and Wyatt memorialized Huber on social media following his death in December of 2020. Bray Wyatt still had ongoing arcs to resolve with his character at that time, so perhaps the overarching goal was to get through WrestleMania and then step aside to take a break and process the loss. Not to forget that Bray Wyatt is also a father to 4 children, 2 of which he shares with WWE ring announcer Jojo Offerman. The bottom line is that there could be a litany of reasons going into why Bray Wyatt needed a break from the WWE, and we probably won't know the exact reason he was away unless he decides to share the impetus himself. The important takeaway is that insiders say he's in good standing, and that his intentional shift away from TV isn't due to bad blood. It stands to reason he'll return, though we can't say for sure when or how. WWE has Hell in a Cell happening on Sunday, June 20th, and it will stream on Peacock as well as pay-per-view. That would also certainly be a good event for Bray Wyatt to re-emerge, especially given some of the wild stuff that's happened there in the past, so stay tuned. Boom! At the beginning of the year, Edge seemed to be the most pushed superstar in WWE. Coming back out of a tricep injury, the Rated R superstar successfully ended his feud with Randy Orton and went on to win the Royal Rumble from the number 1 spot. This monumental momentum was sure to culminate in a Universal Championship win at WrestleMania, and fans expected this fairy tale backing to deliver. However, Edge failed to overthrow Roman Reigns, and found himself stacked up on Daniel Bryan in an impressive double pin victory off of the Tribal Chief. Since that loss at Night 2 of WrestleMania 37, Edge has not been seen in WWE. Given his age, there is a limited time frame for the superstar to rise to the top if he ever wants to win a world championship again. That being said, we can expect his return sooner than we think. Edge could return in the SummerSlam build-up. Wrestling Observer Newsletter's Dave Meltzer noted that Edge's return to WWE makes the most sense now as the build-up to SummerSlam. There's also to be other returns, with the idea of SummerSlam being a WrestleMania-level show. Since Edge is billed to return on the Houston SmackDown, and there is talk about bringing back big names, him wrestling at SummerSlam seems to add up, Meltzer said. Personally, I say, thanks for watching. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button, and if you have something to say, please leave a comment.
Oh, let me up with a bright smile on now. Put me in the dark, so won't get lost now. To the moonlight,